Hello kids, in today's class we are going to start with the next chapter, fractions. This is the sixth chapter of your mathematics book. Okay, so what are fractions? Fractions we have already done in the previous class. Fraction is a part of a whole. Okay, so when I say whole, I'm writing here. When I say whole, that means it's a complete thing. Any complete thing. And thing, it can be a object, it can be a anything, it can be a fruit. We are considering a group of toys, we are considering figures, it can be any data. Okay, so whole means a complete thing, a complete part. And when we say a fraction, fraction means it is a part of a whole. It is a part of a whole. Okay, so let's understand this with one example. I am drawing a triangle here. Okay, so this is the triangle I have drawn, and now I am dividing this triangle into three equal parts. This is part 1, this is part 2, and this is part 3. So this complete triangle, which was this before, this is a whole thing. This is a whole triangle, means a complete triangle. And when I'm dividing it into the three parts, then each part is a fraction of this whole. Okay, so this one is one fraction, one part of the three total parts. So this is 1 by 3. That means 1 denotes one part and 3 denotes the total number of parts which are there. This is 1 by 3. Similarly, each part here is 1 by 3. Okay, so I hope you understood what is the whole thing and what is a fraction. A fraction is a part of whole. Now let me color this part in red. I'm shading this part in red, and I'm also shading this part in red. And now if I ask you kids that what is the part how much part of this whole triangle is now shaded in red, or what fraction of a triangle is shaded. So the shaded fraction will be this 1 by 3 plus this 1 by 3, which makes 2 by 3. That means the 2 by 3 part of this whole triangle is shaded now. And the remaining 1 by 3, this is not shaded. Okay, so these are called as fractions. A fraction represent a particular part of a whole thing. Okay, now let's go to the book. So it says a fraction shows part of a whole thing. A whole can be a region, it can be a group, or as we have learned, it can be anything, a complete thing. Okay, now a fraction has two parts. A fraction has two parts. The upper part is called as the numerator, and the lower part, it is called as denominator. Okay, the upper part is numerator, it is denoted with n. The lower part is denominator, it is denoted by d. Numerator with n and denominator with d. So this is the fraction. Okay, here also they have shown one square and they have shaded a part of it. So if we see here, this whole square is 1, it's one whole square, and it is divided into 4 equal parts. Okay, so since it is divided into 4 equal parts, each part is a fraction of this whole. And here each part is 1 by 4, 1 by 4, 1 by 4, and 1 by 4, right? So I'm just writing here each part, it has 4 equal parts. Each part is representing 1 by 4. And if you add them all together, you will get 4 by 4, which is equal to 1. That means one complete square, which we have divided into 4 equal parts denoted by these 4 fractions. Okay, and again, this one, the upper part is numerator, the lower part is denominator. Now if I ask you which part of this square is shaded, so this is only this part. 1 by 4 part of this square is shaded. And what part of this square is not shaded? So 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4, 3 by 4 part of this square is unshaded. Okay, so this is how we have to see the fractions. Similarly, there is another example where there is a group of a figure, and I think this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 octagons. This figure is octagon which is having 8 sides. So there are 5 octagons, out of which 3 are shaded. Okay, so if I consider this group, this whole as one group, then what fraction of this group is shaded? 3 parts are shaded. So 3 by 5, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This group has 5 things. Okay. But it whole together it's one group. So 3 by 5 of this is shaded and 2 by 5 of this is unshaded. I hope you understand that what are fractions, what is the whole thing. Okay, now moving further, what we have is different type of fractions. Okay, so these fractions, they are of different types. First one is unit fraction. Unit fraction is very easy. It is a fraction where the numerator is always 1 and denominator can be any other number here. Okay, so unit fractions are the fractions which have numerator as 1 always. Then we have like fractions. So like fractions I am writing here, like two fractions or more than two fractions, they are said to be like if their denominator is same. That means if I am writing 7 by 9 here and I am writing 11 by 9 here, then the denominator is 9, which is same in both the cases, both the fractions. So these two fractions are like fractions. Okay, similarly, let's take another example. I'm taking 5 by 7 and I'm taking 8 by 7. Here also denominator is same. So since the denominator is same, these fractions are like fractions. Okay, so like fractions are those where denominator, I'm writing here, denominator is same. Okay, next we have unlike fractions. So this is opposite to like fractions. Here these are the fractions where the denominators are not same. So example, I'm taking 7 by 9, next I'm taking 8 by 11, let's say. So here the denominators are not same. So these are the fractions where denominators are not same. Okay, we have different denominators here. Another example we can take, let's say 6 by 7 and 4 by 5. Here also the denominators are not same. They are also unlike fractions. Okay. Next we have is proper fractions. So proper fractions are the fractions where the numerator is less than the denominator. Means numerator is a small number and in denominator we have a bigger number. Example, I'm taking 7 by 9 is one example. Another one you can take as 12 by 15, let's say. Okay, so these are the fractions. Let's not take this. Yeah, this is also a proper fraction. Here your numerator is less than the denominator. Okay, next we have improper fractions. So here, what are improper fractions? Improper fractions are those fractions where the numerator is greater than a denominator. Okay, so example is like 12 by 5, let's say, and here I'm taking 8 by 3. All these are examples of the improper fractions. Okay. Next, we have a mixed number. So kids, we are just revising this because we have done many of this in our previous class, in our grade 4. Next, we have a mixed number. Okay. So mixed number is a mixed fraction. Okay. Mixed number. Let me tell you what it is. A mixed number has two parts to it. First is a whole number. It contains one whole number and a fraction. It contains a whole number and a fraction. Example 2, 6 by 7. This is a mixed number where 2 is a whole number and the 6 by 7 is a fraction. Okay, so these are called as mixed numbers. So kids, let us quickly go through what we have done. First of all, we have understood what is a fraction. A fraction is a part of a whole. Whole is a complete thing. And then we have learned what are unit fractions. They are the fractions where numerator is always 1. Then we have learned that what are like fractions. So like fractions are the fractions where the denominator is same, and then we have unlike fractions where the denominators are not same in the given fractions. Next, we have done the proper fractions. So they are the fractions where numerator is less than the denominator, and improper fractions are opposite of them. These are the fractions where numerator is greater than the denominator. And last, we have done the mixed number. A mixed number is a number which has two parts to it, one whole number and one fraction. Example 2, 6 by 7. Another example I can take here is 5, 4 by 9, where 5 is a whole number, 4 by 9 is a fraction. So this is also a mixed number. Okay, so kids, I hope that you have understood this. And now let us go through these questions given to us, where we have to compare the following fractions like greater than or less than. Okay, so kids, going further in this chapter, we have certain rules which will help us to do the comparison of the fractions, because we have different type of fractions here. Okay, so let me just erase this fast and let us do these questions now. Compare the following fractions, greater than or less than. So kids, understand here I'm writing a rule for comparing fractions. Okay, so first rule is, if denominator, I'm denoting denominator with D, if denominator of both the fractions are same, then the fraction with greater numerator will be bigger. Okay, so what does that mean? That means if I have two numbers such that 5 by 16 and other fraction I have 9 by 16. So here denominator is same. So if the denominator is same, then the fraction with the greater numerator will be bigger. So in this case, we know 16 is same here, and in numerator we have 5 and 9, and 9 is greater than 5. So this fraction whole 9 by 16 will be greater than this. Okay, so with the help of this rule, let's solve this question. Compare the following fraction using greater or less. So here we have got all the like fractions here. Like fraction means the denominator is same. So 7 by 12 and 9 by 12. Denominator is same, and now we have to see the numerator. So the fraction with bigger numerator will be greater. So 9 by 12 will be greater than 7 by 12 because 9 is greater than 7. Similarly here 11 is same. So let's see what is in numerator. We have 8 here and 3 here. 8 is greater, that means 8 by 11 fraction will be greater. And similarly, we have again 8 in the denominator of both the fractions, and that means we have to compare the numerators now. So in one of these we have 6, other one is 3. 6 is greater, so this is greater. Okay, so this is how we have to do this. Next question we have, change into mixed or improper fraction. 17 by 8. Question, this was question number 1. We have done. Question number 2 I'm taking here. So what we have here is, we have to change into mixed or improper fraction. First one we have 17 by 8. So kids, how we have to do it is, we have to just divide this 17 with 8. We have 8 into 2 is 16. 7 minus 6 is 1. Okay. Now the formula to represent a fraction, it into a mixed fraction is equal to QR by D, where Q is the quotient, R is the remainder, and D is the divisor. Okay, so let us put all the values of this question in the formula. Q is the quotient, which is 2 here, R is the remainder, which is 1 here, and D is the divisor, which is 8 here. Okay, so this is our mixed fraction. Now going to second part, where we are given with a mixed fraction, which is 2 3 by 7, and we have to change it into a improper fraction. So again, now what is the formula here? Formula is equal to Q multiply with D, multiply these two, and whatever the product will be there, we have to add it to the remainder, and in the denominator D will be there. So I am putting the values in the formula. Q is quotient, quotient was 2 here, D is divisor, which is 7 here, and to this we have to add 3 and divide it with D, that is 7 only. So 7 into 2 is 14, 14 plus 3 is 17, answer is 17 by 7. Okay, so this is the answer. This is how we have to do it. Just remember these two formulas. This is the formula where mixed fraction is given to you and you have to change it to a improper fraction. And above is the formula where you are given a fraction and you have to change it to a mixed fraction. I'm writing here mixed fraction. So these are the two important formulas which you have to remember. Okay, going further, we have exercises based on these questions. So we are going to pick them in more detail. Okay, next what we have is checking the equivalent fractions. So kids, first of all, what are equivalent fractions? Let's see. I'm writing here equivalent fractions. What are equivalent fractions? Equivalent fractions are the fraction whose numbers may be different but their values are same. What does that mean? Example, I am taking a fraction 2 by 3. This is a fraction and what I need is the equivalent fraction of this. Equivalent fraction of this is 4 by 6. Equivalent fraction of this again is 6 by 9 and so on we can get. So kids, if you will see these two, 2 by 3 and 4 by 6, right? These two are equivalent fractions in a way that the numbers here are different. In this fraction, the numerator is 2 and denominator is 3. In the another one, the numerator is 4 and denominator is 6. But if you simplify this particular fraction into its lowest form, that means if you are going to divide both the numerator and the denominator with a factor, with their common factor, you are going to get the same value. Okay, let's see. Let us think of a number in 4 by 6 which has, we'll think of a number which is a factor of both 4 and 6. So we know that is 2. 2 is a factor of both 4 and 6 here. So we have to divide both the numerator and denominator with 2 here. So this is 2. 2 into 2 is 4. 2 into 3 is 6. So what we get here is 2 by 3. Okay, this was 2 by 3 and here also we are getting 2 by 3. That means their value is same. So they are called as equivalent fractions. Okay, similarly, we have taken 2 by 3 and we have also taken 6 by 9. So let's try to solve these. Now 2 by 3 is already in its simplet form. There is no such number which is a factor of both of these. Both of these are prime numbers. So it cannot be reduced further. But if you see 6 by 9, then we know that there is one number which is a factor of both 6 and 9, right? And that number is 3, right? So what we are going to do is, we are going to divide both the numerator and denominator with the common factor, that is 3. So 3 into 2 is 6, 3 into 3 is 9. So what we get here is 2 by 3. 2 by 3 is what? It is a value of this fraction. And if you see both of these, they are same. So they are equivalent fractions. So kids, we have understood what are equivalent fractions. They are the fractions whose numbers may be different but their value is same. They may be represented with different fractions but their value is always same. Okay, so let's move ahead, and what we have is here to represent a fraction on a number line. Okay, so kids, here let me erase this fast first. So we are given a number line here starting from 0 to 1. Okay, let us try to draw a similar line over here. I'm drawing. This is 0, I'm marking, and this I'm marking as 1. Okay, what we have to do is to mark 1 by 2 on the number line. So when we say 1 by 2, that means we are dividing this complete into two parts, right? So this will be half of it must be somewhere here. This is 1 by 2. Okay, next we have to mark 3 by 4 on the line. So kids, when we have to mark 3 by 4 in this line, that means we have to divide this complete into 4 parts at least. Okay, so now see this, we have 0 and we can we have to divide it into 4 equal parts. Okay, so I'm marking the first mark as here. I'm representing this as 1 by 4. This is 1 by 2. I'm just erasing this for now, and I'm writing here 2 by 4. Then I'm writing here 3 by 4, and then instead of 1 here I'm writing it as 4 by 4. So what we have done, from 0 to 1, we have divided this into 4 parts. Now see, what is 1 by 4? It is same 1 by 4 only. But this 2 by 4, it can be reduced to the lowest fraction. How? We will divide this with both the with the common factor, both the numerator and denominator with the common factor, which is 2. So when we divide this, we will get 1 by 2 here, right? So which will ideally be the half. That means 1 by 2 of this whole complete line. 3 by 4, it cannot be reduced further. 4 by 4 is, if you divide them, we will get 1. Okay, so this is what this is from where we started. From 0 to 1, we are dividing this into 4 equal parts. Okay, so kids, this is how you have to do this. Now try this, and try this. What we have is name and rank 2 by 3 on this line. So when we say 2 by 3, what we are doing is we are dividing this into 3 equal parts. Okay, so I can write this as 0, I can write this as 1 by 3, 2 by 3, and this 1 can be represented also by 3 by 3, which is 1. So this is 2 by 3. Okay, next we have mark, name and rank 5 by 6 on a line. So what we are going to do here is 0, 1 by 6, 2 by 6, 3 by 6, 4 by 6, 5 by 6, 6 by 6, which is 1 basically. So we have to mark 5 by 6, which is this point. Okay, so I hope you have understood that how on a number line we have to represent a fraction. We will see that what is given to us in the denominator, and ideally we have to divide it into those many parts. Okay, so this is how we have to draw it on number line. Also, now we are given a circle here, which here this complete circle is representing as one whole, and now it has been divided into two equal parts, so that is two halves, right? So what we have done here, this complete circle, which was one, we are dividing them into two equal parts, 2 into half. So if you just solve it, you will get 1. That means it is representing one complete whole only. Okay, so this is half part, this is half part. Now each half is again further divided into more halves. So what they have done, each half is divided into more half. So now each part is 1 by 4. So we have 4 1 by 4s. And then every 1 by 4 here in this figure is again divided into half, which makes it as 1 by 8. Okay, so this is how they have done. First we had 1, this complete whole. They have divided into this into 2, sorry, this into 2 equal parts. So how they have done it is they have divided this into two equal two halves. So they have divided them into 1 by 2. and then this half into more half, and then again half. So this is how we have got the different fraction in a single circle. Okay, so kids, I hope that you have understood all these concepts in today's class. And now what we have is exercise 6a, which we are going to pick in the next class. Before that, I want you all to revise what we have done today. Okay, so I will see you all in the next class now. Thank you.